your mind right.
Hello there, I'm just after getting off the phone with Daniel Kinahan. He's just informed me that the biggest fight in British boxing history has just been agreed. Get up there, my boy! Big shout out, Dan. He got this done, literally over the line. 2-fight deal. Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua next year. One problem, I just got to smash Deontay Wilder's face right in the next fight, and then we go into the Joshua fight next year. So there we are. The Gypsy King versus AJ is on for next year, but there is a hurdle in the road called the Bronze Bomber, aka the Knockout King, and I will get onto him and knock him spark out, and then we go on to the big fight. So big thank you, Dan, for getting this deal over the line. All the best. God bless you all. See you soon. Peace out.
That was the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury, thanking his business partner, a guy named Daniel Kinahan.
Obviously, we had a situation last week when the US authorities announced that Daniel Kinahan was sanctioned. What was your relationship with him, and what's your relationship going to be going forward?
I've just had a million questions about all this rubbish before, but like I said to them, it's none of my business, and I don't get involved in other people's business, so it doesn't really concern me.
But was he involved at all in this fight?
No involvement.
Do you still speak to him? Is he still somebody that is close to you? Will you speak to him?
He's not my father, let's just say that.
This is Tyson Fury dodging questions about his former buddy and business partner, the same Daniel Kinahan. So who's this guy that is seemingly so important to the man who made boxing white again? Daniel Kinahan is the boss of a literal crime family straight out of Ireland, and he, his father, and his brother each have $5 million rewards from the American DEA for their arrest. And $5 million is the same amount El Chapo himself had on his head when the DEA extracted him from Mexico. In April of 2022, the U.S. government finally succeeded in getting Dubai, where the Kinahans are holed up, to freeze some of their assets. And as we saw, Tyson Fury and others are trying to distance himself from their old friend in the boxing world, who's now being talked about as one of the world's top distributors, or at least Europe's top distributors of yayo.
Doesn't really concern me.
But was he involved at all in this fight?
No involvement.
Now, just a month ago, after Fury knocked out challenger Dillian White, he was filmed trying to kick a taxi cab when he was drunk. He was hanging out with a guy named Robert Kelby. And Kelby is the guy in this video. And Robert Kelby served one time as a director of talent for MTK Global, which was the Kinahan boxing business. And they advised Tyson Fury along with Billy Joe Saunders, another British famous boxer of recent times, and Scottish light welterweight world title holder Josh Taylor. Now, needless to say, MTK Boxing has been shut down since the legal noose has begun to tighten around the Kinahan neck.
The United States Department of State is pleased to announce a reward of up to $5 million for information leading to the financial disruption of the KTCO or the arrest and conviction.
Well, first of all, Mary, I need a reaction from you because you love anything Tyson. You know what I'm saying? So, I you know what I mean? You know what I mean? We didn't even get into the steak yet to where, you know what I mean?
Something's definitely going on.
I mean,
something's going on.
We didn't even get to the steak yet, where a rival like they come into a
of its leaders.
Why would Ireland produce such a high-powered crime group? Well, the IRA is from there, but we'll get into that later. But more specifically, the economic.
As home to 9 out of 10 of the world's top global software companies, Ireland offers a world-class ecosystem of both local and international tech talent.
The Celtic Tiger era was fueled by open borders in a small country focused on exports. If you bought a computer in the 90s, for example, the translations of the instructions to the software in all the different European languages was almost certainly done by an Irish company.
They chose Ireland not only because of our competitive tax rates, but because it has a stable pro-business government with ready access to a young, dynamic, highly educated, skilled workforce.
Now, Irish press has reported that the Kinahans have a near monopoly on the import of specifically Peruvian cocaine, the best, to Europe. They control about a third of the continent's entire cocaine supply,
33%.
and Europe for quite a while now has been by far the biggest source of cocaine profits, at least for the people from south of the border here in Mexico. Now, back in 2016, the Kinahans got embroiled in a war that might have had its source a little bit earlier with the rival Hutch family gang across Dublin and Spain, resulting in at least 22 homicides, which might not sound like a shocking amount of murders for those used to hearing about American crime, or especially the numbers coming out of Mexico. But for Western Europe, where access to firearms is extremely limited, and murder rates are much, much lower, it's a big number. And of course, there's billions of dollars at stake, and possibly some political.
Yeah, their main things are stabbings, because they're not really armed over there.
Right.
So if it's 22 people getting killed, it's a big deal.
Right.
Because you know what I mean, they're not armed. You know what I mean? They're not armed over there. You know what I mean? Like that. Even in Great Britain, their main murder is stabbings.
Always
They have
suspect,
you know what I mean?
Stuff. Now, like I said, Daniel Kinahan's brother and father joined Danny Boy with $5 million bounties on their heads. But why so much? Why such large rewards on the level of seemingly far more destructive gangsters like El Chapo? Perhaps because of the pretty shocking and high-profile nature.
The man in drag and Kevin Flatcap Murray enter the hotel and begin searching for Daniel Kinahan.
Look, the ops came through the shooter, because he's a boxing promoter.
They came looking for Daniel.
But they came through dressed like a woman. And they shot up the press conference and shot his fighters and everything. This is going on over there. You know what I mean? Let me bring it back. You know what I mean?
The man in drag and Kevin Flatcap Murray enter the hotel and begin searching for Daniel Kinahan. Shots are fired in the lobby and people began to flee the hotel.
Now, what the Eurotrash lack in criminal volume, they somewhat make up for in stylistic flair. That was February 6th of 2015. It was like a scene one could imagine highlighting a Guy Ritchie, Quentin Tarantino joint venture. The Regency Hotel in Dublin was holding the pre-fight weigh-in for the WBO European lightweight title. Boom! At least 4 masked men, 2 in Army-style helmets and bulletproof vests. The Irish Federal Police Emergency Response Unit all bust in, toting AK-47s into the ballroom of the prestigious hotel, probably looking for Daniel Kinahan, who wasn't there. Now remember, AK-47s aren't easy to get. They're not available.
Let me just pause this real quick. What I think is this. To everybody, show some respect to people, because you don't know who you're talking to. I seen a story about the Mafia boss, the one that John Gotti killed. I can't. Paulie. You know what I mean? And they didn't know who he was. And these kids were disrespecting him. You know what I mean? He had them kidnapped and said, "You better know who you're talking to." That guy Daniel Kinahan looks like some guy you would have a beer with. You know what I'm saying? For real, like there's no flash, no bling. He looked like a regular dude.
Yes. Yes.
He looked like a regular dude that were like, you know, you'd probably say, hey man, fuck you.
He said.
Not knowing.
Not knowing.
The corner store in the United Kingdom. Now, unlike attacks on American grade schools, the Regency attack had only one victim, an ex-boxer called David Byrne, who was probably a top enforcer for the Kinahans and a suspect in a few homicides over the years. After the attack,
so basically, I'm thinking you get this old boxer dude who's a boxer. He's probably an enforcer. They know homeboys. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They come through and shoot the shit up. The weigh-in. Like this. See, this doesn't get to us. That's what I try to say about this boxing shit. Yo, there's a lot of layers of this shit that y'all don't know about. Like sometimes we don't have to talk about the fighters. I can show you shit like this and say, oh no, boxing's on some other shit, dog. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't like, because boxing is no league. We already talked about that before. This, you know, we have the NFL. You have there's no league.
Right.
You know, if I got the proper money, get somebody in shape, we can have slide through promotions right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And we're in the game. Long as we can, you know, long as we don't blackball or fight, you know, it's all about doing business.
Right.
But that's what I'm trying to say about the boxing thing.
started looking at the security camera footage. Looked like there were two more people helping the four that burst into the ballroom, including a man disguised as a woman. The attackers escaped in a Ford Transit van, which was later found torched. Now, the aftermath of this shocking, especially by UK standards, crime gets pretty interesting. The victim, David Byrne's funeral, was a big news event, and because of the length of time, his family and Irish tradition were going to have their wake at his house before the funeral, or at their house. Special security measures from the Irish federal police were put into place, and the funeral passed without incident, but it was heavily publicized. Now, as for the investigation into why all this happened, well, right after the shooting, a call was placed to the British Broadcasting Corporation saying that a sect of the infamous Irish Republican Army had carried out the attack because the victim, David Byrne, had been involved in the killing of a guy named Alan Ryan a few years before. Alan Ryan was an IRA guy, was involved in a lot of stuff, including extorting drug dealers, which of course is what the Kinahans are. So then a guy named Patrick Hutch, whose brother Gary Hutch was probably the victim of a Kinahan-sponsored hit in Spain not long before, was charged with the murder of the Regency, but then all the charges got dropped. To date, nobody's been convicted of David Byrne's death, but a Sinn Féin politician, and Sinn Féin is the political wing, basically, of the IRA, and if you don't know, the IRA and the Sinn Féin fought for Irish independence from the United Kingdom. As recently as, I think, the early 90s, they were still blowing up department stores and killing regular British citizens in downtown London. They were, before a lot of the Middle Eastern terrorist stuff ramped up, the IRA was probably the most active terrorist group in the world, along with another European separatist movement, ETA, the Basque movement. So this Sinn Féin politician is currently awaiting trial, I guess, for being involved in setting up the murder of David Byrne. And remember, he's connected to this Alan Ryan.
I'll pause. Because at the end of the day, just like you were saying, this is beyond boxing.
This has nothing to do with boxing.
It's a lot.
But what it is the thing is of Tyson Fury being connected with these people is saying that they could corrupt. You know what I mean? Not to say that Tyson Fury is not skilled. It's just that you got these people that you can't even come to the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
Or they gonna continue to not. But you got these people that's coming to the United States, you know what I'm saying, that you can't, you're the world heavyweight champion. Like Vegas is the biggest stage. You know what I mean? There ain't nothing popping in the UK. Like, yes, they fill stadiums up in the UK because in the UK it's different. Boxing is the second sport. It's soccer.
But once again, Smoke, not to cut you off, this has nothing to do with boxing. No. This is just the boxing is the cover up.
Yeah.
This is the cover up of what's really going on behind scenes.
Yeah, this is what's going on.
This is a drug trade. This is a drug fight.
To do with boxing. It just so happens that a boxer that's involved some type of way
is getting the media attention.
There, and he happens to be a boxer.
Right. But other than that, it has nothing to do with boxing. This is straight all under crime family bosses, whatever you want to consider it. This is all about that. You know, now how they're outreaching and getting to other people is through the boxing. Mm-hmm. They're coming to boxing events. They're bringing to the boxing events.
So now it pulls boxing in.
Exactly. So, you know,
it becomes a highlight story.
That's you know what I mean. The bottom line, it's crazy. It comes to that, but that's just
in all fair, they can't pull boxing into it. Something happened at the event.
The crime bosses pulled the boxing into it.
Yeah.
Because these so-called other guys' profession. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, they're running drug things behind scenes, and just because they're professional boxers, now it brings this, you know, to light. You know, because the murder of this other crime boss's son or a relative or some sort now.
Yeah, I remember in group, we was talking about Tyson Fury. And I was like, I don't know. Just the first time I saw him, there was something about him.
Right.
Now I know what it is.
Right. They get into different stuff. He had
something with him. Yeah. I knew he had something with him. He's a good boxer, but
I knew he had something with him. Like I said, like we already said I said this. Well, I learned this from somebody from the internet. The business of boxing is staying in the business of boxing, and it's always been corrupt because you got these people that can come through, wash their money, you know what I'm saying, and do that through boxing. You can't do that through an NFL. You can't do that through an NBA because, like I said, we got some money. We got somebody. You're a boxer,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And what I said about this is. With the Tyson Fury thing is he had a lot of close fights. But if you got these people behind you, maybe they can buy off some judges.
Oh, that's always been.
Maybe they can turn a blind eye. They used to talk about Don King, but Don King wasn't this.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
He was a different.
Yeah.
But this is something totally different.
Way over here.
Yeah, Don King wasn't
You done bring this out because you done did something to one of these crime bosses or underground bosses over here to one of their relatives and they died or something. Now they're out for it's totally different. Now they're bringing it to the boxing stage. Like,
I don't even
we want dude. We know he's going to be here. This is his profession, whatever the case may be, and we're not going nowhere.
Because
we're not going anywhere until we get them.
Actually, a bad move on their part. Now it's going to open up wherever they had their hands in dirty at.
Okay, how about if
so it is pulling boxing?
Well, how about if the rival gang? You see, the rival gang came to the thing, right? What if they just come to Tyson Fury and just say, you know what? Put your hand on the table. Pow! Shoot him in the hand. Career over. We cut you off. You see what I'm trying to say?
I can see now, because my question was how's the heavyweight champion, you know what I mean?
Because you're connected.
Because this is what it is. And I can understand now, because now if the United States was to let him in here and something, Lord forbid, was to happen to somebody on U.S. soil, now you got U.S. But now it's U.S. Now you got the feds. We're coming after whoever did this.
Yeah,
and regardless, and if it means we got to go to Ireland or Irish or wherever the thing is, we're coming over there.
There's a lot of other fighters that's not allowed here too. There's I forget her name. It's a big female fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That she's not allowed over here because she's connected.
Involved in that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fighters.
That's what he said when he pulled a lot of fighters.
Yeah, there's a lot of fighters that can't come over here because America is the market.
You know
what I mean? Like, even though the UK is number 2, their number 1 sport is soccer.
Right.
Number 2 is boxing. But it's like, yeah, they fill up seats, but the ticket prices are probably like $10. Right. So there'll be 80,000 people in there, but you know what I mean?
Right.
We pay 10,000. You know what I'm saying? We pay 10,000, 5,000 a seat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
It's way different.
We might pay $1,500 for the nosebleeds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're paying $500 for front row. You know what I mean? And 20 for. So yes, they can pack a stadium, but the money is over here, and he can't come over here because you're connected to that.
Well, I mean, there isn't even no reason to go any further because I already see where this is going, and now it's just going to be pretty much.
That's why I cut it short.
It's going to be pretty much just it's going to be a continuance of something that we can already see
and
what's going to happen.
He still hasn't been fighting. He still hasn't been fighting because he doesn't want to fight in the UK. You know what I mean? Because he can't.
Right.
He can't get because none of the American fighters are going to go over there.
Listen, and none of the Americans want that stuff over here.
No.
Because then it's going to cause something. There's going to be conflict. There's definitely going to be conflict over something that has nothing to do with the sport originally.
Hey, nothing.
Nothing to do with the sport. It's just. Hold on.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
That was a good one.
Yeah, look, yeah. It gets tasty, don't it? I ain't even gonna lie, it does.
No.
Yeah, no.
No. Excuses. My dear friend.
He said, no.
My thing is,
it's crazy that it comes to that, and in all reality, because boxing, it's a good sport. It really is. You know what I'm saying? But people have tainted it so much. The people, hey, listen. People have tainted it so much.
No, I got gummy.
Look. People have tainted that sport so much.
Like, no,
you know what I mean? Because it can be bought. I believe matches can be bought. You know what I'm saying? It's all about money. You know, if it's the right dollar, you know what I'm saying? Even to make
that corruption runs deep.
But it's a great sport. It is. You know what I'm saying? For what I've watched of it, and I'm not a frequent watcher of boxing, but I do respect the craft of boxing.
My thing
it's
about
a sport, man.
To show y'all, you know, that sometimes it's not about the people in the ring.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like my thing was, I know you just don't follow boxing like that. Respect, you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not even saying respect, just like I don't follow basketball, football,
right.
It's just that I wanted to show y'all that some of y'all we all can relate to, like the behind the scenes,
like the things that going around it.
Yeah, like
so this is what's
like you was trying to tell me about Tyson early on in group when we was having like but just didn't bring it
Yeah,
all
and I was
forth.
like, no. I'm like, this boxing shit is literally like real life
Right.
WWE.
Right.
Like there's storylines, but
There's
it's like
stuff that
real
surrounds
life.
this
Like,
boxing.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
this
this
thing.
real. It's
Yeah.
like real life storylines. Like you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, baby.
get your mind right.